In the modern media landscape, what is the hardest media training skill to teach someone? How to be interesting. New survey out reported by Vox.com showing that the average American spends 8 hours a day looking at some screen. A cell phone, an iPad, a television. 8 hours a day. So in one sense, it's never been better. These are the best of times when it comes to media creators, anyone who creates media messages. On the other hand, there's got to be about 8 billion messages created and pushed out and distributed a second these days between tweets and talk shows and podcasts and YouTube videos. In that sense, it's the worst of times for media communicators. It's never been easier to be that proverbial tree in the forest falling down, making no sound because no one's there to listen to it. It's never been easier to make a TV show, put it up on YouTube, come back a month later, and it could have literally 0 views. 0 if you didn't watch your own. So the hardest thing these days it is for most people is saying something interesting. Now, here's the challenge I have for you. When I see my clients putting together a press release, drafting a new web page, or even drafting a book, the first thing people do is they tend to gather a speech, they gather lots and lots of facts, more and more data. That is the wrong approach. I believe the first thing you should do is ask yourself, what is the one idea I have that stands out, that's most interesting, that is unique, that will be memorable? What is the one thing I have? If I've got one idea I can say in 20 seconds, I can build a speech around that, a YouTube video, maybe even a whole book around that, because it's so rare to have something that stands out, especially if you're not someone like Kim Kardashian. Now, if you're willing to have sex on a video and distribute it to the world, and you're already a little bit famous, yeah, you can get more famous. If you're willing to reveal to the whole world every single step of your process of changing gender, yeah, you can get a lot of attention. But if you're in the realm of business or politics or public policy, and you're not willing to do that, or it doesn't apply to you, it's really hard. It is really hard to capture people's interest. So that's why my challenge to you is, before you go off gathering more data, because data is free and everywhere on the internet. Facts aren't of value to people because you can get facts free anywhere. It's how do you meld those facts together, those ideas together in a meaningful way that's new, that's different, that's unique, that's interesting. That should be your primary focus. Then and only then should you worry about gathering more facts and putting it all together. Now, if you can't come up with something in about 20 seconds that really stands out as an interesting, unique, memorable idea, maybe you shouldn't write the press release. Maybe you shouldn't give that speech. Maybe you shouldn't bother writing that book. It might be easier just to call 5 people and tell them what you have to say, because without that interesting idea, there's a good chance only 5 people will look at your tweet or your press release or remember your speech or read your book.